Hi, and welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings with your host, me, Lawrence. And today is going to be a big one, although Hasbro has made it so, well, it's not going to be as big because guess what? They went ahead and they cut the live stream for tomorrow. So I guess they got a lot of the feedback, is what I would assume. Trying to make sure that this is all working. Okay, so I'm here now. So, anyway. Uh, yeah. So anyway, a little bit less today, which is fine because we'll probably go to 12, but that's only going to be 2.5 hours because we're starting a half hour late. Also, if you hear any explosions, yelling, screaming, it's only because my ex is here trying to work with my son, doing his senior schedule. So if you hear any yelling and screaming, just ignore it. It'll go away eventually when one's a bloody mess and one is not. So anyway, all right, so let's just get into it. There's so much to talk about, but anyway, first, it came in. There you guys go. So I did order a shirt because I definitely want to see how it looks before I ask you guys all to really go out and buy it. Now, there is a little issue. It is not centered how it's supposed to be, but I already called them and they're sending me out a new one. So they did look at it and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's not supposed to be offset like that." And I was like, "Yeah, no shit." So anyway, let's look at the chat because guess what? It's already going pretty well, which is awesome. Starting a half hour late this is not going to be normal. We are going to go back to 9 o'clock, and I thought setting it at 9 o'clock it'd be fairly easy. Like I wouldn't have to miss any, but of course I got something that and I was here a little bit early, so I probably could have made it. Another thing I do want to mention, there won't be any of this. I did hear the complaints about tapping. I didn't realize it made so much noise, so I will do my best to not touch the microphone. But if I do, just say something in the chat that it's kind of annoying. It's popping. So anyway, let's get to the chat really quick. We got Jay Albert, who was here well before even I was. We got Woodman, Jeremy, who runs the best G.I. Joe classified Facebook group. Matthew, the moderator, as I mentioned before, what he says goes. If you get out of line, and we haven't had an issue yet, if you get out of line, he will put you in timeout. Suspension won't come for a little bit, but if we see you guys are out of line, he has the hammer. That's it. All right. If you watch Jim Rome, he's the LV of this show. We got Bick. We got the something kid, the K kid. I'm not gonna say 3Ks. Crash. Digital Diarrhea. I am so glad that you dropped the first part of the name because I think Digital Diarrhea is such an amazing name. New York Knights. Palpatine, again, one of the channel members. Thank you so much. Again, channel members, join. Become part of the family. PNC, this guy. Remember, he's the one that you have to thank for me and my singing. Kirk's Corner. And we have Odin. Where is Thor at today? Rich Murphy, good to see you. I've seen Rich Murphy in a bunch of different chats here. Viper Scout. We have Master Verso. Hey, listen, Master Verso. And there was another guy. I saw you guys last week over at Geek Dad Life and not here. Don't think I didn't catch you guys cheating on me over there. Red Sky Reviews, I do believe you are new. I haven't seen you before. Welcome. Boba Wave, I've seen you on so many other live streams, and then I finally saw you here. So Eric Valdez, Will R, Backwoods, there's Will R again. Machine Man, so many. This is so odd. 33 people already. Listen, this show has gotten. Listen, the channel has grown so much faster than I ever could have imagined. all I can say is absolutely thank you to every single one of you guys, because you guys are you're making this pretty damn easy, but hard also at the same time. So I do want to mention something quickly. This was brought up with me. Chad and I had talked about it before. There are a lot of people that only answer questions that are in a form of a super chat. And I don't agree that you should only answer questions when people send you a super chat, because let's be honest, if you are donating any money, it's on your dime. It's a big thank you. But I will say this, as you know, I swear, like, I start and he's at the door and he's already whining. You know who I'm talking about. Big bad Roman here. But anyway, what I was saying is, as the chat's gotten bigger, it is harder to answer all the questions and read through it, because obviously I have my notes that we want to get through. But if you do send a super chat, whatever it is will get read and the questions will get answered. I'm still going to try and answer questions. Remember, this is all a work in progress. So anyway, mention the shirt. If you're interested, you know where to go. I think it's all at the bottom. We're also going to get into our late night discussion that we talked about at the end of last show about doing the movies. I did create another channel. It is in the description. It is Punks on Films. We're still going to work. I'm going to need you guys to subscribe there, because the big thing about it is, if I try and do something like that, and we're going to talk about it later on, so stick around. If I do try and do something like that, it completely messes with the algorithm for this channel. But not only that, I think by doing something where we're talking about films, I was thinking about that, it's really going to be like a book club. We watch a movie and then we talk about it. It sounds like a book club. I've never been to a book club, but I'm assuming I've seen TV shows where they talk about book clubs. But I think that we're going to draw in a different crowd also. So again, it's going to be a separate channel. There's a link in there, Punks on Films. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but I'm going to need you guys all to subscribe to it, anyone that wants to be part of it. And then probably going into next month, hopefully we have enough that we can do live streams and get it all set. Okay? So anyway, toy pickups here, quickly. If you've been watching the channel, obviously you've seen everything that I picked up all last week, but we'll get into it. And here's the Jada Histite, guys. This thing is really cool. I think these Jada Hollywood rides are absolutely awesome. I don't collect any of the other ones, but you see the Batmobile, and they have all kinds of them. They just look so good. And this thing really, for how little it is, it just pops. And again, if you want to take this off, technically you could throw one of those world's smallest, probably. Let's see, punks with punks with flicks. I guess you could. But I just kept thinking of Girls on Films. The song just kept coming out, and I just need to get someone that I know that is music that can do a song for me. Oh, it also comes with Destro. Look at that. I'm trying not to get that sidetracked, if you can believe that. Then we got this guy, Boltman. Comes with his two little bolts. I do like these guys. There's someone who said he looks like Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and I honestly can't not see that anymore. I really wish this glowed, because I gotta say, their stuff glows absolutely awesome. Mattel does a way better job than Super 7. Like, I almost touched it. I almost touched it. And then we got Thunder Punch He-Man. And you know what? I'm definitely having issues. I looked at it. I got to figure out. It's doing the Wi-Fi to back and forth. So we got Thunder Punch He-Man here, and he just makes a stop noise. No caps. This should have been a Mattel Creations. They talk about missing the boat. This should have been Mattel Creations giving us caps. They could have kept selling us caps on Mattel Creations, because You see, I keep going, but I was told don't touch it. It keeps popping. And then the other thing we got was the Mark II toys. Again, I do like these weapons. They're nice. They're definitely made to be painted. I like the way this one sets. Kind of got Bazooka with his Uzi, with an Uzi. He just looks so badass like this, kind of holding his bazooka with one arm. I never thought of Bazooka as that like big and burly, like it's just a little bit smaller than Roadblock and Gung Ho, but they did a really good job with that. I gotta say the shotgun here. I really do like the shotgun. Talk about just breaching. So, anyway, if you have a chance, go pick him up. Support Mark. Mark to me seems absolutely awesome. He does a lot of stuff with the community with the 3D printing. All right, man, this is annoying because I don't know why I'm having an issue. I don't know if my computer's starting to go or what, but as long as I'm watching it here and I don't see it. So anyway, in here's what I'm talking about. Sup, bro, Crash, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And again, man, like if you have a question, don't just send a super chat. Just ask a question. Because we got a lot to talk about. We always got a lot to talk about. So anyway, let's get right into what's going on. And I want to talk about the Mattel Creations, the Goddess of Eternia. And that is this Evil Lynn. So I'm sure you guys have probably all seen it. I don't think it's a really bad price for $33. Now, this is the first Masterverse figure that they've put on, and it really will go into the topic that is at hand today. It really does go to the topic at hand and how it already looks like they are starting to move away from a lot of the retailers. I don't think Mattel is going to go, or Masters of the Universe is going to be completely be completely out of being in retail, but we will definitely wait and see. But I think this figure looks awesome. If you want to hear something really funny, go ahead and watch Geek Dad Life from last night. Ryan Dole was on a roll. But there is something that came out really interesting, and I had kind of noticed too, but then it definitely got confirmed on one of the Mattel Facebook groups, is that this is plastic free. So I think the artwork looks really nice, but it is definitely plastic free. So guess what? Yeah. I have a feeling that it's not just going to be Hasbro that's going to be doing this. Oh, Crash again with the super chat. Having a rough night with the blue bat issues. Yep, I was talking to Crash a little bit earlier. He has an issue with 2 of the different Super 7 bats. I hope that any of you have the chance to get out of those Super 7s. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll hit on some Super 7s also, because they dropped the new Simpson ones. But I'm sorry. Like, they are such poor quality. And again, thank you for the next super chat. I appreciate it. Like, thank you guys. Matthew said it here. F Super 7. Hey, you know what? I'm with you, man. Like, we're definitely gonna talk Super 7 because they have the what is it? The reaction figures. So, but I will say this. So, anyway, is anyone interested in picking this up? I'm still on the fence. I don't think I'm going to go with it just because I've waited for the Masterverse. All the ones that I'm picking up, other than the 40th anniversary He-Man and Skeletor, I've been picking them up on clearance. Obviously, when I bought a whole bunch for $4, which I saw at Target, and I was kind of laughing, like, man, these things are $21. Just run over and got them for $4. I think this is a really good looking figure. So if you want to see something interesting, go to Baldy Locks. Check it out. Check out his channel. You should subscribe to it. Don't go do it now because you're watching me. We got 43 people. Hit that like button, people. We smashed through last week. I don't know why, like what it was. That topic of Hasbro's versus Valaverse shows did so well, but every week we are just getting bigger and bigger and better. And I even think that my progression is getting better. So that's what I really that's what I really care about. So no, no, no. I didn't buy Super 7 for $4. I bought Masterverse for $4. I bought 4 Masterverse for $4 each. They are definitely worth it. But so Baldy Locks did a whole video, and I thought it's a really, really good video. And he talks about if Hasbro wants to do plastic-free packaging, this is how you should do it. Where you could have your box figures sent to Target, Walmart, whatever, but anything that's been at fan channel, so anything sold on the fan channel, like BBTS, Entertainment Earth, where if you use my code APUNK, you'll get 10% off anything in stock. That was my cheap plug. That was my cheap plug, guys. You gotta get it in there. I should probably drop this here. The scroll to say welcome to Monday Night Toy Ramblings. Anyway, but he showed the way that they could do it. If you buy something from Pulse, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, I wouldn't trust anything from Amazon unless if it's brand new out of the box. But where they could have it opened up and it'd be plastic free, but you'd be able to see the figure. And I think that's going to be one of the topics that we are actually going to tackle in the next coming weeks. The whole issue with not plastic free, but what you get out of being a mint inbox collector when it comes to like classified. But that's something for a little ways down the road. Give me 1 second here. My ex texted me, probably telling me that she figured out things with my son. Oh no, I'm sent a message. Okay, well, good. I didn't want to care about it anyway. Oh, so there's Baldy Locks. I was just talking about your video. I don't know if you caught it. Yep, getting this evil Lynn. This may not sell out, but it will be made in limited numbers. I'm getting one. I'm on the fence, but I really don't think I'm going to. All right. So that's tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And guess what? Well, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we don't really have to worry about it interfering with G.I. Joe because, well, guess what? They're not doing the live stream because I guess someone must have gotten there and said, hey, you know what? We're going to have to turn off the comments because we're going to get hammered if we don't. So we'll just leave it at that. But what kind of leads into this, and this was something that was just sent to me, so I'm actually kind of gonna throw this out here. Is Jeremy Kimberlin had posted this? He's in the chat right now. Again, he runs the Best Classified G.I. Joe Facebook group, but here it looks like we're actually seeing what the Hasbro layoffs and Blueprint 2.0 is doing, and it's affected the Power Rangers. Now, I don't care about Power Rangers because I don't collect them, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that no one else should care about them. In no way and shape do I think that they should be cut off, done, because I'm sure there is a hardcore group of collectors out there, considering there's always new Power Ranger stuff, and there's so much lore to it. So I don't understand how it's such a bad how it's not making money, other than that they just don't know what the F they're doing. But yeah, it looks like according to what he said, they're down to 2 people, and I guess the other people that are going to have to work on it are going to be pulling double duty, which I have a feeling they're already pulling some double duty already. Emily's bouncing back and forth between Dungeons and Dragons, which probably won't last that long, and G.I. Joe, which it does scare us that this is scary to me that G.I. Joe, who knows how long it's actually going to last. You would think stuff that they own, they would want to make sure that it stays out there. So again, if this news is just coming out right now, you're gonna, you would think it's gonna be something that they don't really want on their stream. So why not push it back till next month? I heard, you hear all the people complaining about, or saying, oh, yeah, Valentine's Day is gonna make people mad. Wives are gonna be mad. It's pre-order. You're not paying for it. I mean, people act like, so many people get so mad about these pre-orders. You're not paying for shit. I don't understand, like, what you're so mad about. Unless it was Target where they charge your card every 2 days, even before it drops off, it doesn't really matter. Just kind of sit on it. It's going to come to you. So, let's see here. New York Knight says Power Rangers bodies make good fodder. Some of them look really nice, to be honest. I mean, just from what I see, you can make nice ninjas. I don't do customs, so I don't know how you would get rid of the middle piece, but you definitely, obviously can. Let's see here. Daredevil Dave says Hasbro is eating us alive. We are marinating us. It's when they own the properties that you like. Like when I hear people say, why don't you just stop? Now, I'm not that mad because I understand layoffs happen. I live in Michigan. You know how many times I've seen the auto industry lay off people? Well, when you're making record profits and when you're not taking pay cuts and different things like that, it looks bad. I mean, it is bad. As a matter of fact, you know what just popped up as a thing with Jay Leno? I know a lot of people don't like Jay Leno, but he was talking about when he was doing the Tonight Show, and they said he was making $30 million a year. And they said, hey, listen, we either got to lay off like half the people here or you got to take like 50% cut. And he said, and he's made some joke, and he's like, yeah, so who wants me to take him, who doesn't want me to take the pay cut? And he's like, I'm the only one that raised my hand. He's like, dude, it's $15 million that I didn't have, He's like, it was to keep everyone else. You hear that? Come up here, buddy. Say hi to everyone. Say hi. Here's Roman. Hey, over here, buddy. Here you go. All right. Buddy, I can't get up and down. All right? I can't get up and down. Go lay down, okay? Dogs are needy, and my son just jumped in the shower, of course. Right? I'm like, hey, you know what? You're gonna have to watch for him. Everyone's saying, hey, Roman. Hold on, let's see here. I'm sorry. I hate when every time I go to click on something, it seems like it just starts moving. I heard BOA released a report that said Hasbro is just raising prices to raise them. I think there's a lot more to everything that goes on. We are outsiders looking in, and we see a lot, but we don't know what actually happens. With that said, the majority of us are professional adults, and we know how corporations work. And very seldom does a corporation, the president, the CEO, very seldom do they take the pay cut, unless if it is a privately owned company where they're like, hey, I want to keep this. It's hard. I have to take the pay cut so I can make sure that my workers are getting paid, that I still have a business. And it is unfortunate. And like I said, I think that, we don't see everything that's actually going out there, but there is more to it. But on the outside, it looks absolutely awful. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. And when you hear people say no one retires from Hasbro, that says a lot. I've been at my company for 21 years. And it's a small company. 21 years I've been there. And to think that so many people at Hasbro will never make it 21 years, that they're just kind of like waiting till they get laid off, to when it's their turn. And then hopefully when they do, they turn around and they make a wonderful, wonderful product like we've seen so many times. So anyway, that was just a side note. It kind of got thrown in here. I wasn't even planning on talking about the Hasbro thing. If that makes me a shill, so be it. Since I have this up here, I will show you quickly. We'll talk about this later. See, this is me all over the place. So we're going to go to Toy Habits. We're going to talk about all the MOTU stuff because it obviously is pretty relevant in what we'll be talking about in a little bit. So I've often mentioned I like the Toy Habits website, and they really talk about everything that I'm into for the most part, not everything. The one thing I don't like about them is that they clearly have a lot of ads. And so it moves extremely slow. Ooh, this is new here. So look at this. Squeeze. So again, here, these things keep getting found on Walmart, and you have someone that says that they're done. And again, maybe this is going to come out before April 1st. It is hard to say. Mr. Cheeseburger seems to have a bunch of different information here. That's the Zoom layoff. 15% of the workforce laid off February. Dell layoff. Workforce layoff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. It's disappointing, and let's be honest. There are ways that they can be avoided. And yeah, is he? Because I don't know if this is factually correct. According to him, he does everything, and we'll actually discuss some issues with Valiverse shortly. So anyway, Master of the Universe, The Dying Line. Looks like another figure. Squeeze. I feel like I'm Cobra Lot talking. So this just came up. I didn't see it earlier, so I literally must have loaded it. But as I was mentioning, their website, as much as I like it, a lot of stuff on it. A lot of stuff. So sometimes it moves extremely slow. I get lots of pop-ups. Anyway, smash that like button. 52 people. There were just 54. Listen, we had 84 people in here last week. So that was the top biggest show we did. Believe me, I have a topic that will probably smash that we might address very, very soon. Anyway, another Origins. I kind of like this one. Looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Stretch Armstrong looking at him. You guys all know Stretch Armstrong. I mean, we're in that in that group. Bobby V. Bobby V needs therapy. You know what? You would think having a successful line, he wouldn't be so angry. But so here's all these leaked confirmed. We kind of talked about them last week, but here's a better picture of them. Just kind of looking at them. You have Buzz Off, you have Clamp Champ, which is really an awful figure. I mean, I'm sorry, he really is. So these are all the Masterverse. I'll tell you, man, I really wish I would have jumped into Masterverse rather than the Origins, but I can only do one or the other. Obviously, I'm not following that code too well. Like I said, I'm getting them on clearance. And I'm running out of room in this house very, very quickly. I need my son to go away to college so I can take that room and take his room. Here's a Man-at-Arms. So here's another thing that I have mentioned. I'm going to say this. I do like Toy Habits. I like when I see Michael. He seems to be pretty knowledgeable. Toy Sorceress seems pretty knowledgeable. I don't know this firsthand, but they're getting stuff well before any other people from Mattel. I'm going to say this. I don't care who gets free product. I don't care if you get free product from Super 7, from Hasbro, from Mattel. It doesn't really matter. If you're able to get free product and you're able to review it, good for you. But I do believe that if you do get product from a company, you should tell people that, hey, I got this promotional product so I can review it. I'll say it like this, and I say this all the time. I've said it for years. I don't care if you're taking steroids, just don't lie to my face. When you are asking me for help on working out 6 months ago, and now you're 3 times my size and have acne, don't tell me you're not taking steroids. I don't care. Just don't lie to me about it. And I do believe that they are getting product from Mattel, just like there's a lot of guys that get Super 7 product. That Super 7, I've never heard anyone say, oh, yeah, I got Super 7. There's Payne. Payne, he was the other one. So, listen, Payne, I mentioned this earlier. I watched Geek Dad Life last week. I saw you guys were there when you guys were supposed to be here cheating on me. You and Master Versal, Toy Hunter. No, it's all good. Like I said, I like that channel, and we actually did pretty damn good against them, to be honest. Matter of fact, we got a big bump when they're showing out there, so I was pretty happy about that. So anyway, honestly, I like seeing Payne. He's all over the place, just like me. I'm seeing Viper Scout more often now. The fact that you guys have let me into your TV, computers, I appreciate it. So anyway, here we go. Lots of we've gone over most of this stuff here. Duplico now looks to be up on Walmart. So that's another Sunman one. You got the superpowers that popped up. Now, I have not collected the superpowers, although I do absolutely love seeing them on the pegs at Walmart. I think they look really nice. I know they're a little bit ooh, look at this. Sorry, guys. Tony Romo just jumped in, and honestly, Tony Romo, he jumps in, he throws an interception the moment he gets here. What's up, Tony? You should not have told me that you like Tony Romo as much as you like your own name. But I like seeing these. I was never a huge superpowers fan, although I think I might pick some up if I find them on clearance. I think people have been saying you're able to get them for like $4, some of the earlier ones, and I know I can still find, I think, the whole first wave at my Walmart. But I'll tell you what, like my Target, all those Python Patrol figures are only 15% off, and other people are getting like 50%. So I don't know why my Target sucked, because I'm like, I don't need more Python Patrol. But if I walk in and see one at 50% off, I'm probably dumb enough to buy another one just because. So anyway, is anyone else picking up these superpowers to add to their collection, just trying to add some stuff? Again, I think they look really nice. They're basic and amazing. Their knees even bend, and they are what, $10 or $12 at a Super 7 Reaction 5 POS is what, $20 now? So Payne's got them all. Yeah, so this must be obviously, like I said, I am going to obviously cover these. Payne says he's got them all. Again, for that price, I'll tell you the other ones that I like that I haven't picked up any, but I liked them when I was younger, is the Star Trek figures. I really like the Star Trek figures. I think the new ones look really nice. I'm really tempted to get the whole Spock, Khan, and Kirk because they fit so well. But then it's like, I was like the Next Generation better. So then I have to get Riker, who's sleeping with every single person. I mean, seriously, that guy was competing with Kirk. There's no doubt about it. Hold on. Ballylock says, I would get Aquaman for sure. Let me tell you something. My daughter and I watched that Aquaman movie. That movie was so bad that it was awesome. That is the exact type of movie that we're going to be watching when we start doing our watch club, our book club, our movie club, whatever we're going to eventually end up calling it. But yeah, for sure, we're definitely going to be taking aim at crazy movies like that. And here's Crash. Super 7 is trash, $17.99 for 5 POA figures. Well, Crash, you are absolutely 100% wrong. They are now $20. Yeah, they've raised their prices because and Crash right now is really on an I hate Super 7, and I don't blame him. Again, you guys see my reviews. I mean, if you go back and you see the Tigra and then the Chitara review, then you see like this bat review, just trash. They really are, and I feel bad for all the people that buy them. That is another cult right there that think that nothing can be done wrong. You have the Valaverse shows, and then I mean, we got to figure out something. We got to figure out something to call the Super 7 people because they are awful. Let's see here. PNC says, I want the Superpowers Batwings to go on sale. $30 is too much for that flimsy bat-shaped piece of toast. So is it $30 or is it less? Because I thought it was kind of bouncing around when people were checking out the prices when it first came out. But you know what? That right there, like, again, I'll say it again. Like, that is my perfect example of how people will not buy $100 vamp if it was put in stores. I'm going to stick by that until I see it in there. Until I see it in there. But see, I just touched it. If it pops, I'm sorry. Let's see. Super 7. Yeah, that's not mean enough though. Super suckers. Odin has super stuff. The 7 sluts. I like. You know what? That one probably, in all honesty, when you've seen the guys that do get product and the ones that want to, like, again, Kyle, as much as I kind of like some of Kyle, I can't think of his last name. I think he gets Super 7 product. He like struggled to say something bad about that Andre the Giant face. And I'm like, dude, it ain't that hard. This thing is awful. So I have seen a bunch of these subpar 7. Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird because they're made to be subpar. So is that even an insult? Sewer 7, that's pretty good. Shitty or hate. It's a family show, guys. Family show. All right. So anyway, seems like a lot of people like these. I think I'm gonna pick some up. If I can find them on clearance, I think I might pick them up. Not gonna do a review, but just go over and see. Do a video and see how good they actually are. I need to start venturing off and trying some new things. So anyway, let's see here. We got the Mattel Creations, the MOTU news, superpowers. So let's jump into Valiverse. So there's a couple things. I pulled this up on Instagram. Probably should have already had this up, but I didn't because I never have anything ready. But he has shown off his bigger body. Not his bigger body because he's skinny with tattoos of pinned pinned elbows. I'm sorry, double pins. I honestly can say I don't fully understand that, but hey, to each their own. I don't have to wear that tattoo. Why doesn't Valaverse just show up? Well, I got blocked. I hate typing. I am the worst. It doesn't help that it's like I'm trying to not smash into this. Okay, there's the Valaverse. That's why I wasn't showing up. So he dropped this. I don't remember. Did we talk about this? I don't remember if we talked about this. I don't really like this. I know this is an exclusive. Again, the tattoo This looks like Transformer kibble. It's never going to look right. I don't even know why. Like Spaceball. Space elbow joint tattoo. Like exactly. It looks like Transformer kibble. But Transformers, you kind of have to do it. Yeah, so I don't understand. I can have another female figure. Yeah, I'm not. Female figures are cool, but I don't know. So here is looks like a digital render of the bigger bodies that he's going to go with. So I will be interested to see how it is. As you can see, there's sleeves here. What I did find interesting is right over here, and this is what I've complained about forever, and I won't stop complaining, is, let's move this really quick here. See if you can see it here. The way those shoulders hang over, all right? They hang over the shoulders, so your traps actually are hanging over. It doesn't look as bad with a figure with a shirt on, but someone like Trigger, it looks absolutely awful. That's America's ass. You may have won the the comments for the week. Punk hasn't seen it yet because he looked for MOTU. I don't know what I haven't seen. Listen, there's so much shit going on there. Yeah, I can't read everything that's been going on. I'll probably hear from Matthew later on. What's been going on. But anyway, hopefully he actually fixed the issue with this stuff hanging out. Yes, and Masterverse with Toy Hunter, thank you very much. Hit that like button. I can't imagine we will break what we did last week, at least not yet, but it's coming. It's big things. I think big things are coming, hopefully, for us. Like, everything seems really good. I'm extremely happy with how this is going. When we hit 100, when we have 100 people watching and sex bots, it's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait. But anyway, I'll be interested to see how big this figure is. I hope he is somewhat comparable to, let's say, Bazooka. I know he doesn't want to make his figures too big, so I fully understand that. No, he doesn't want to make his figures too big, but I do like them bigger. And again, they're figures that we're kind of swapping in and out. And I heard someone a while ago say, you can take a 6-inch figure and fit them in with a 6.5 figure, but you can't take a 6-inch figure, fit them in with a 7-inch figure. It just doesn't work. And they are absolutely correct on that. So this is the one thing that I want to discuss about Valiverse, because I saw this pop up quickly. Let's see what Mr. Cheeseburger has to say. Thank you very much for the super chat. I think it's iconic. The BS fans talk about Hasbro, but now they're so concerned with the layoffs at Hasbro. Hypocritical to me. Why do you care now? I think it's ironic. All the BS fans talk about Hasbro. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. But now they're so concerned with the layoffs. Again, I'm not. Yeah, I understand it's disappointing. I'm not overly concerned because, again, we see people get laid off all the time. And again, living in Michigan, where I've watched literally people get their lives destroyed in the auto industry. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing to see anyone get laid off. I'm happy every day that I have a job. Like there's no doubt about it. I'm glad I have a job every day. So I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, I think people are making a bit more of a big deal about it than probably what it should be, considering we just want our toys. So the other thing that I want to mention about this, and this has kind of come to my attention from a few different people, and I saw it on Instagram, and that is, it sounds like there's some issues when with the customer support right now with Valaverse, and just some of the rude comments that people are getting in return, that they don't want, they don't want you to post, that the legs broke, the head broke, different things like that. And the worst thing is, it's on like Valiverse sites, or like they're not their Facebook pages, but Facebook pages are dedicated to them. And it's like they're just trying to bring awareness to it. No one, I mean, I haven't seen anyone say Lenny has emailed anyone and said, "Don't you put on there that the bazooka's legs are bad." Like, listen, bazooka's legs are shit. They don't fit on Roadblock's body. End of story. But I do find it weird. Like, there's been a few things, and if you go on the internet, you can find it. Different emails back and forth. But there was one. God, I wish I can see if I can find it quickly here. They sent it to someone, but it was a post that someone had contacted Valaverse about the issue with the ankle breaking, and the response back that they got. Yeah, figure underscore collective 93 actually posted his whole conversation that he had with one of the Valaverse employees. And now I am not about, I don't think you should be posting private conversations. But what he actually posted, so you can check it out again, figure underscore collective 93. He was posting a response between an employee and the way he treated him. And then he contacted Bobby, and Bobby, it looks like he took care of it. But it is one of those things where your employees, like, if there's an issue with your product, you need to be addressing it properly. And it seems like when there's a problem with these, that company is getting very agitated with the people that have something to say about it. And one of the problems comes is, like, when you've been blasting all these other companies, you have to expect the same thing. And there are going to be haters. And again, I will mention again, that is the whole reason why this whole YouTube thing for me really started, was because, hold on, let's see what Anthony Romo says. I threw an interception. They ran it back. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the other Tony Romo. Val supposedly got on that employee's ass and took care of it. Yes. That's what it sounds like from the emails. And I'm not saying he did or he didn't. But I've seen some other stuff with Bobby personally, emails that got circulated, that were sent to me, just in a private conversation, like, hey, yeah. But there's just a few issues where it seems like if people are complaining, like, they're getting mad about it. They don't want you showing. And yeah, of course, nobody wants to see bad product out there. But again, you kind of have to take the good with the bad. I think coming out and saying that less than 25, because the percentage he gave, and then he gave it how many figures they sold, came out to be less than 25. Well, BBTS hasn't even sent theirs out. And I've seen also other people on pages that just ignore it. Oh, I fixed the head with a Dremel and a screw. Like, well, okay. And I called the guy out, and he said, I've already contacted Valiverse about it. They're sending me another head. Well, then why would you go ahead and Dremel it and fix everything if you contacted them? And why would you go on a site and say, this is an easy way just to fix it? You're saying don't contact them because, again, we don't want anyone to think that they have issues. And they're not perfect. No company is. Everyone has problems. The reason why you see more classified with issues is because the whistling's back. The reason why I see more classified with issues is because there's so many more out there. So is the percentage the same? I don't know. Do I think it's unacceptable? I do. I fully think some of this is unacceptable because a lot of classified shit that comes, a lot of the Hasbro. So I don't want to say classified because it's the Marvel brand, it's Star Wars brand. If anyone even buys Black Series anymore. But anyway, enough about that. So anyway, a lot of issues there. I don't really understand. I know, except I can't whistle when I want to. I want to whistle while I work, and I can't. I suck at whistling. But I never noticed how much I whistle until I started doing this, and you're like, "Wow, is that a damn whistle?" So anyway, that's a few things there. We get through things pretty quickly here. So let's get rid of. I don't think I need my Instagram open anymore. Was there anything else on Instagram you guys may have seen? Now, I do want to talk about these. And I don't know if I'm going to order any of these, but they definitely seem to be crushing it. Quickly, let's see before we finish up, what Baldilocks has to say. Valiverse is a small company, and they will take it personally, as anyone would. They don't have the resources or personnel. Sorry, if I go over it, it goes away. They don't have the resources, personnel that Mattel and Hasbro does. Product and responses will have growing pain. But the biggest issue, I believe, and I could be completely wrong, and if anyone wants to say, "Hey, you're wrong," say it. The biggest issue is when Bobby went out there and started blasting everyone and saying how good his fucking product is, and that Series 1 came out, and it wasn't that good. Okay? It wasn't perfect like he made it sound like it was. You don't hear that from the Four Horsemen. They just do their shit. You don't hear it from Boss Fight Studios. They just do their shit. So these smaller companies are just doing their stuff. And when there are problems, like we just saw the Mezco issue, right? Mezco's not out there blasting everyone else. But I'll tell you what, that Bishop leg was snapped. I've seen Bishop's arm broken on one of them. So it's one of those things where it's like, if you just go out, and you can do your YouTube show, but if you go out there and you start blasting other companies and you start raving about your company, and let's be honest, had you just continued to do what you did with that special deployment series, then God bless you, because Matthew and I have talked about it. That is as close to a perfect figure for $32 that you can get. That special deployment series was perfect. Everything popped off easily. No problem. I'm not going to complain about that. It's like the wrist popped off. Didn't have to worry about them breaking. Didn't need to be heated. I don't care. If you have to heat a figure, big deal. You do. So many people got so upset about that. I had to heat one of my bats up. It really isn't that big of a damn deal. But if you're out there blasting people, you better hope that your product is perfect, because that's why people are after you. Just saying. So anyway, let's see. I see. So Lone Wolf here, Lone Wolf and Joe's. I believe you're new to the channel, so thank you for joining. Did I say that earlier? I don't think I said that earlier. But I see. My only issue with Classified has been Akiko's boots. Oh, awful. One of my Akiko's boots, the heel was permanently bent. I'm so glad they changed that with the Blue Ninja. Didn't realize they didn't rotate, so I broke them off thinking they were just frozen. Otherwise, the figs are good. For the most part, I say the same thing. I haven't had much. You've seen every figure that I've reviewed. I've reviewed every single figure. And yeah, my early reviews are, God bless you if you didn't watch it. Bobby kind of took the time to blast Gridiron, so that turned me off. He didn't kind of take the time. He did a whole fucking video on it, basically blasting them and using their mats, the mats that you can go buy at Target or Walmart as props. I thought it was out of line. I didn't see the purpose for it. And hey, you watched my reviews. I believe that Gridiron are too expensive. I think they brought down their prices. But again, at the same time, I'm not 3D printing, so I do not know what their cost is. But at that price point, if you are going to charge that much, they should be Jim Matt Rand. I'm not going to lie. There was some pretty comical shit in there, okay? I'm not going to lie, all right? There was some pretty comical shit that Bobby said, but there was no reason for it. But like I said, I believe Gridiron, they should come in a plastic shell to keep those weapons and everything straight. You live very close to them, but you're also in Arizona there, right? So I've heard some really bad things about them melting, and I've done 3D printing, not to that extent, so I know exactly how it can be. So let's get on to the next topic, because I said I'm not going to be here past 12, and believe it or not, I thought it would be a slam dunk when I said, should this be a 3-hour show? Man, either people just hate me and they're voting no, or you guys didn't vote. You guys don't really want it. I don't know. But as of right now, it won't be a 3-hour show. But hey, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, so let's pop. Someone had this was sent to me. This Savage Crucible. Now, this thing has smashed through, I believe, the first 2 tiers, and they're kind of expensive, but they look fucking awesome. All right. That's all I have to say. They come out absolutely. I mean, from what I see, these digital renders and everything, they look so awesome. Hold on. Lone Wolf says, Gridiron told me they were working on a subscription service so that collectors won't miss a release. Is this true? Now, Anthony would probably know the best. I don't know if you're asking me. I don't know much about them. When he starts sending me some free product, then we can discuss that. He seems like a really good guy. I know Anthony's good friends with him and everything. Anthony would be the one who would know more than anyone. Okay, so he says they are. So I'm assuming right down here he says they are. So that's actually pretty cool. I mean, and Matthew says it. You know, if Matthew says it, I'm almost always going to believe it, because that guy, he knows way more. So anyway, okay, Savage Crucible. Have you guys seen this? This was sent to me by Palpatine, I believe, and I looked at them and I was just like, these things look really, really badass. Again, Kickstarter here, but they're kickstarting it off with 3 waves, because they're like, hey, we're gonna hit all the waves, so let's just start with 3, so we're not asking again to do it. And I think it's I think these look awesome. They're kind of pricey, but $38. And so, I mean, this here is what the painted render is supposed to look like. And to me, I mean, this looks awesome. This one here, there's Como of the Isles. Again, this is another main figure. He's a royal guard, I think. So, Savage Crucible here. He's got this awesome sword. I think they look so damn cool. Now, hopefully they give you maybe a few other things, but as a startup, you know, again, you're gonna get some of these crazy things. Will R says, a pump with obscure toys. Hey, this was something sent to me, and then I saw it on Instagram. Hey, listen, you're right. It may be obscure. And I will say this. One of the topics we are going to do in the future is that of other toy companies that sell like Marvel and stuff. So anyway, look at this. So you say an obscure toy, I agree, but look at this. This thing just went up, and it has 214,000 in backing already. 47 days to go. So it smashed through the first tier in one day. Where were we here? Get down to this one and look at these heads. They look awesome. So here's a Royal Guard, $38. All right. So you can have two of the identical weapons, but they're actually giving you a bunch of stuff there. I mean, I got to back at least one or two of these, especially with 47 days. So, I mean, look at the colors. They pop, but they look really good for like lizards and stuff like this. So this is all wave one, but then you get down to like the $25 one. Now, you don't get very much, but again, when you're doing a startup company, I'm not going to expect to get the same amount of accessories that I'm going to get from a G.I. Joe. It's still probably about the same amount as I get for a $25, $30 Marvel Legend, right? So yeah, backwards. It's a startup, right now. So this is on the Kickstarter. I will post a link on my Instagram later on, or I'll post it on the Facebook page. Trying to think of the best way. Instagram doesn't let you do shit. It's just so Sean, the average backer is $300. That's crazy. So yeah, so scrolling through here, here he is, like shirtless, looking all ripped and everything. But then they have these like character packs, which I think is absolutely awesome. So you look at these here, you can create them and do whatever you want with them. They give you two different heads, body armor, different weapons, and they're supposed to be able to use, I believe, interchangeable across the line. And then you have this pack here, which has a boatload of stuff. You have a turtle shell, it looks like, all these weapons. So for just over $50, you could buy, one figure in this pack. $100, you could probably get a good amount of stuff and see how they are, if they're going to be worth it. And the Kickstarters are always, they can always be kind of scary because you could definitely lose your money. But as fast as they smash through it, they'd have to do a little bit more backing, or a little bit more background check, see how they are. But the person who sent it to me, Palpatine, you got to look and say, they look really good. So then you get to, now it tells me this is unlocked, but it technically isn't at 242,000. So I don't know if they just decided, hey, you know what, we're going to hit it. Now, Who-Man, I would say, maybe thought of a better name than Who-Man. But he looks really awesome. You're going to get, 3 sets of hands, 2 different faces, a sword. I would assume they're giving you more for the $38, maybe because there's less plastic used than on the figures that look like, again, the dragons and stuff. And then you have the Shunned, all right? Krieger. Again, maybe not a word. Actually, I don't mind this name, but I see Who-Man and Krieger, and I think of He-Man and Cringer. Yes, Hooda-Man. Yeah, I just think these are actually, really cool. And then you look at this and look at everything you get. So I'll be interested to see how they come out looking. Hopefully, look at this one here. Like this one here. Just look at that. That looks so badass. All right, Nash Horn. Now I hear Nash and I think of Nash Skateboards, which is awful, but Nash Horn, actually a pretty cool name. And this guy would go perfect with like a Spawn. Like he looks like he's like an old Spawn or something like that. But the colors really pop and everything here. And then here we have Jaeger. I think I'm actually skating. Jaeger eating skateboard right now. He's got a cool crossbow. You don't see from this thing. I wonder if this crossbow has a handle so they can actually hold it, unlike the O-ring figures. Give me a second, because guess what? You probably hear him. He needs to go out. So give me a second. Talk amongst yourself. We just had 75 people in here. Smash that like button. I can't believe I said smash, but hit the like button. Let's see what we can get today in this stream. So give me a second. Okay, and I'm back, and my son asked me, why can't Olivia take care of Roman? And I said, because she's not here. And he said, well, since when? Oh, he doesn't even know his sister isn't here. Anyway, back to these figures. So, I can listen. There's no poor puppy. Okay, that puppy gets everything that he needs. Okay, he just wants to come in and out, in and out, in and out. But yeah, he's gonna want my time, and he's gonna lay with me. Listen, I love to take the dog out, but I'm in the middle of a live stream, all right? And he'll run out, and then he won't come back in, and then I'll be, hey, there's a live stream going on. Hope you guys are still there. Look, we've lost like 6 people since I got up to let the dog out. Where'd you guys go? Wait, I can't ask you because you left. Anyway, so I don't know what you guys think of this. This figure, look at him. I guess I could scroll down all of these. That's probably why these live streams go for so damn long. But yeah, and then you have these things. You could easily spend $1,000, and when you get them, you're just gonna be like, I need a week off of work, so you wouldn't even be making that money back. And just start interchanging them, and they really do remind me of Mythic Legions in many ways, which I have not picked up. I didn't realize my middle fingers. So that's pretty cool. And then you have Wave 3. See, it's still locked, and it looks like it unlocks at 242. So they're going to smash right through that. But, some of these, again, they seem to have a little bit less. Or maybe they're starting to give you more as they get more backing. So, Who Man Chase Them. Okay, so the names probably aren't the best, like Who Man, Craig. Actually, I don't mind Krager. Like I said, I don't mind Krager. I think that's actually pretty good. But anyway, and a lot of them use the same mold. But hey, you know what? So do a lot of other companies. So anyway, I guess we will. This one here, like this guy here, I think this one looks awesome. And is this one $20? No, this one's 38. Okay. It's a character pack. So I think he looks awesome. He's got this purple here. It reminds me of the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. I think the second one. So, and then you have a few more weapons packs. This one seems a little light, but so they all go with the Pirananoid. The Piranha. All right, I found that interesting and funny. So anyway, that's it. I don't know how interested you guys are. Here is the breakdown of everything that happens, everything that you get with the figure, so you can see where figures are going to break. It's nice of them to point that out. Perceived velocity. Evening to you also. Everything's going really good so far. We were up to 75 people in the live in the stream. So, all right. So we can get out of this for now. Cancel this out. And okay, so I guess so this year again, if you are interested, again, Punks on Film. When we do decide to start doing the movies, this is where we're gonna try and do everything. If I can't live stream on this site or on this page yet, when we do it, be next week. Next week. It should be next month. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do the format. I really think I want to start. I might have to do it. Yeah, there's 65 now. Interception Romo, but there was 75. Okay, there was 75. There's 65 now. 67 now. So you're a liar. But yeah, when we start doing the films, this is what I kind of want to do it on. Like I said, it will mess up with the algorithm. When you want to draw on more people, hey, you know what? Yes, a liar with toys. Hey, if it gets me more subscribers, then I will lie all I want. Because that's the only way that you get subscribers. I know from Viper Island. Man, it's like you guys knew exactly where I was going. Maybe you guys are just leading me there because I'm such a simp, as we are often referred. So anyway, if you guys are interested, when you get a second, go ahead, subscribe to this channel. There is absolutely nothing on it. And then once we get like 50, I think it's 50, we can start doing the live streaming. Again, I'm still going to try and work on it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I got to figure out a day. Thinking probably Thursday. Hit refresh here. Look at this, 3 subscribers. I did subscribe to this page because I had to. So 3 subscribers. We got 4 all together now. I think we need 50 to do the whole thing. So I just want to leave that up for you guys to take a look at it. All right, so let's get rid of this really quick. But I do appreciate all of you guys, man. I'll tell you what. Again, I'd probably rehash this one too many times, but I absolutely I love this community, what we have created together, from just doing complete toy reviews to doing this. And again, it just everything is it's all coming together. Not what I expected I would be doing a year and a half ago. Again, it's not like I do it full time. Believe me, I don't do it full time. But of course, I got rid of to get rid of toy habits, which I wanted to keep up there because I went a little too far. So the G.I. Joe has those. G.I. Joe Super 7 has the reaction figures. They're going to be doing Tiger Force. I don't really know why they're doing Tiger Force and Python Patrol. And then they're going to try and go off the board. I'm not going to tell any of you how to spend your money, but the only way to get companies to change the way they do things is really to send a message with your wallet. Toy Habit's now announcing that the fan stream tomorrow has been postponed. We've already discussed this. So anyway, the Tiger Force and Python Patrol reaction figures. Now, I'm not sure why we need this, but Brian Flynn will do anything to do a repaint more than anyone else, I believe. So is anyone else down for this? Because I can't see. I just cannot see. Oh, so new listings have popped up on Entertainment Earth. So let's click on this. Again, you use my code APUNK. You get 10% off anything in stock, $39 and over, free shipping. Or you can just go to ee.toys/apunk and just take you directly to it. I can't believe I did that. First try. I'm pretty impressed with that. So anyway, let's see here. I'm kind of looking here. So Anthony Romo says, No. Tiger Force Python Patrol equal great fodder for custom. I'm not talking about classified. I'm talking about reaction. Why you would want like. So let's see here. They have the Python Patrol Cobra Bat 3. So they have a Python Patrol Cobra Bat reaction. Python Patrol Cobra Commander. Now, again, this would have been a perfect time to do the Armored Cobra Commander, but they didn't. Python Patrol Destro. I mean, can anything look more hideous than that? I doubt it. Tiger Force Snake Eyes. Why? Python Patrol Baroness. Again, why? I'm actually losing my breath. Being aggravated. Tiger Force. So I don't know. Is anyone else down for these? I just figured I would. And again, I will pick up a few reactions that are on sale that are going to be figures that have never been released before or background fodder because you want to break up, like your Cobra Troopers, some green shirts, have someone other than 8 shipwrecks on my childhood USS flag. Okay. So, yeah. I guess the only thing that can kill on my YouTube channel faster than MOTU is reaction figures. Actually, that's not true because they get better views than they get better views than I get with MOTU, which still kind of shocks me. So, schedule live stream is nothing to talk about because they're going to be doing it March 8th, which is when they said the pre-orders are going to go up. So, let's get into the topic at hand. And that is the guru. Now, not our guru. Okay? Not our guru that does the amazing memes. But Scott Knightlick, the toy guru. Now, I think we've all seen Scott's videos and some of the stuff that he talks about. And he was in the industry. I didn't realize he went on to work at Entertainment Earth. I believe he said that's where he went right after he left Mattel. But he's really been on this bandwagon that in 2023, Mattel loses the license to MOTU. And that's when the line would end. And that's why they're pushing all this stuff out. And if you look at so the thumbnail says, "Don't patronize me, Scott." Now that shirt he was wearing when he was on Mega J Retro's live stream. Now, if you don't know who Mega J Retro is, he's a guy that live streams almost 24/7. So he's probably live streaming right now. He asked some questions that people wanted to know. I thought the guys that came on after him, the guy from Ramen Toys, would have had much, much better questions because he was willing to just ask him certain things. So he talked about the line, and the whole "Don't patronize me, Scott" came from Geek Dad Life, where he had a debate that was Scott versus monotone Mike Frenchie, the boringest guy on YouTube. And let's just say it didn't go well. It was, you go back and watch it now and you're just like, this is like, I feel bad for Jay and John because they were like in the middle. First off, Scott's computer didn't work. And I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown. Scott's computer wouldn't work. He finally went and got his wife's computer and it worked. Mikey French, he was not prepared, in my opinion, for Scott to pull out specific time-stamped videos that Mike had mentioned something. You gotta go watch the video. It's the most cringe toy video on YouTube, probably. But anyway, so he has never gotten off of this. That come 2023, Mattel loses the line for MOTU. 2023's come and it's went, and now he said, come April, it's gone. And no one believes that because we can see all the stuff that's out there. But he still continues to go. Yeah, see, right? Yeah, right there. Odin says it. It's difficult to watch. It is. How hard is it to watch? Now, the after show that they did, I think they sum it up perfect. Like, they're like, which is not what we expected. Like we didn't expect. It was so bad. Like, it was just like these were two people that hate each other. It was like watching Trump and Biden go, and you're like, this is just awful. But Scott has kind of changed what he was saying. Okay, so hold on. So 8-Bit is saying, Scott saying those figures no longer coming to retail has a lot of merit. I agree. Locally, all of my Walmarts pulled the line and the planogram and aisles with no origins. I hate it like anyone else. Now, again, I agree in some instances, but again, as I went through earlier today here, Toy Habits continues to pull new listings that are coming up on Walmart for the MOTU. So who really knows? It does look like they may want to be going to a more of a Mattel Creations, BBTS, Entertainment Earth, different things like that. But he really has started to change his tune on what he was saying. First, he said 2023, it's done. And then it's like at the end of April. But then he was like, well, no, what I meant was in 2023, was it Paramount? I forget who it was. Whoever owns the rights to the movies, all right, and to someone in the chat can tell me, I can't remember. Whoever owns the rights to it told them 10 years ago when he worked there, we do not sell IPs. But that has nothing to do with the figures that Mattel owns the rights to. But beyond it, so my biggest thing is, it's not so much what he continues to say. It's what is his purpose to continue to say it. And I believe the guy from Ramen Toys is the one that said it. And he said, I really wish you would have asked, are you doing this for clicks? And at this point, I really think that he is. I don't know how you can still... He almost tried to call out Jay from Geek Dad Life a liar because he did not have pictures from the toy show. But then he continued in this live stream with Mega J to say, "Oh yeah, that's like the biggest toy show, in the world, and they really don't allow cameras and stuff in there." So that's exactly what they do. And I think at this point, he's just trying to keep clicks up. He's trying to keep his channel relevant. And the biggest thing here, is Sean saying right here? Yep. And the biggest thing is he has some really good information, in my personal opinion. This guy is trying to stay relevant. No one will listen to him unless it's clickbait. Yes. And I really think that's what it's come down to. This was a guy that was really dropping a lot of knowledge of toy industry in general, what planograms were, how what is it called? The quantity that needs to be ordered. I can't think of what it's called. So the minimum quantity that needs to be ordered. Why they can do it differently. On Mattel Creations and different things like that, but they charge higher. So there's a lot of good knowledge that he has that you're just going to have in general. Because that's how business works. I can listen. The technology for skateboarding has not changed. I can tell you how a skateboard is built. 7-ply maple, how most of them are done. But I don't know enough about the industry to tell you how the industry is run these days. But how boards are made, how they're sold, and different things like that, it's always going to stay the same. But he really gets stuck on this MOTU ending, and when it clearly was just growing, and seriously, it hit a snowball, right? And it was just rolling and rolling and rolling, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then you grab Masterverse and all this other stuff. And when he continues to go back to, well, there's no, there's not going to be any, even though they've already announced that the Masterverse Revelations, it's not called Revelations. There's another season coming. I think there's another season of the animated one coming. There's the movie that's supposed to be coming. I think now he's just trying to stay relevant and just wait for it to end, and then he can kind of move on to his next thing. And I don't understand the purpose. He's all over the damn place. And I just think that he doesn't want to just admit, okay, I was wrong. And I think, listen, we're America. If we constantly forgive people for dumb shit they say, for dumb shit they do, all right? There are still people that believe that Michael Jackson isn't a child molester. There are still people that don't believe that O.J. Simpson didn't lop off 2 people's heads. That's how forgiving of a nation we are. The only one I guess we don't forgive is Hasbro. You know? 8-Bit says here, let's see. So 8-Bit says, MOTU Origins at retail has sucked since the start, and so no real difference. I have like over 70 Origins figures. Of those 5, I think I have found at a mix of Target and Walmart. I found, listen, when that first wave came out, the first couple waves, I found them all the time. I didn't buy them because I was trying to avoid buying them. And I knew eventually I would, because I couldn't find classified. And it was driving me nuts. Okay. Michael Jackson is a toss-up for me. No, he's a fucking child molester. But I've heard a lot on both sides. OJ guilty as hell. Listen, Bill Cosby and all the women he molested or raped. I don't know if he molested. He raped. I mean, there's a lot. And that listen, I can go on and on about the whole Bill Cosby thing, because a radio station here in Detroit, they were talking about this years. OJ was framed. Yeah. He may have framed those gloves. But there was a guy that wrote a book and talked about it for years. So when it came out, I was like, oh wow, this is finally coming out. It just took Hannibal Buress to say it, which then, and people, it's not like people kind of knew in the industry anyway. Let's just say there's a lot of bad people in Hollywood and in sports and all over the damn place. But anyway, in the whole Michael Jackson thing, go watch that Neverland documentary that was on HBO, and I don't know how you can come away not going, these 2 kids have the exact same fucking story for the most part. With that said, I will admit this. OJ should be in the Hall of Fame. He should not be taken out because he was inducted into the Hall of Fame before he murdered people. And as much as I hate to say it, I love Nordberg. I love the Naked Guns, man. Too bad they didn't kill him in real life before, but anyway. So anyway, that's my whole Scott Neily thing. It's not a big thing. It's not gonna have a big rant like I did with last week. I think that's what really drove a lot of people here. But again, I think he's really trying to stay relevant. And there's a few guys in YouTube and on the platform that really they want to stay relevant. One is Mike Zero. Again, any Star Wars fan, That's who Mike Zero is. And the other one is Viper Island. Another guy who constantly lies. I could get into that, but yeah. So that is, again, my thing is, and again, I think a few of you kind of agree that he's just trying to stay relevant. I can't see Mattel killing the line, but if you say it long enough, it's going to eventually happen because Mattel has killed the MOTU line. Hasbro has killed the G.I. Joe line. So if you say it long enough, it's going to come true. If you say it long enough that Dr. Mindbender is going to fucking show up in Classified, it's going to happen. And it did. I mean, not as a Target exclusive and, not with the Trouble Bubble, but it happened. I mean, hey, you know what? What can you say? So anyway, that's all right. So is there any other? Hold on. So cool. Oh yeah. So listen, I have a lot to say about this guy. So you're not buying any Viper Island merchandise? Yeah, no. Listen, I have a lot to say about him. There is a chance that's going to be a topic. And let's just say that guy, the guy he goes after is fucking Chris from the Full Force, because he knows Chris will never say anything back. He still goes after Travis Moody too. But again, the guy doesn't do live streams. He hides in Canada. He's never going to show up at a G.I. Joe convention. He's never going to show his face. He's going to steal people's shit. He's going to say that he doesn't do drama, but the one person he goes after, like I said, is Chris McLeod of the Full Force. And like Chris or not, the guy doesn't say anything bad. Why he decided to go after Chris, that kind of makes me laugh, because it's like, the guy never said a damn word about you. But hey, let's see here. If someone makes a shirt that says Diaper Island, I might buy one. Wow. I don't know if I want to wear that, but I understand what you're saying. Let's see here. When I saw that one of the shirts he was selling as Tiger Force Outback Tiger logo, I laughed out loud. Don't forget he has Survival too. Yes. Yeah, he's like, honestly, like, and again, like, if I decide to do the topic, it'll be a lot more than what I have to say about Scott. Because Scott, to me, just seems like a guy that wants to stay relevant, still in the toy community. He doesn't really come off as a bad guy. I mean, I think it's funny that Bobby talks about that guy has a face and a voice that you just want to punch him. And I'm like, yeah. And you're friends with Michael Frenchie. Talk about a guy you want to punch and has an annoying voice. Now, and believe me, that's coming from me, who I know does not have the greatest voice in the world. Okay, I don't have a nice, deep voice like a Bee's, Bobby B from Bee's Battleground. That guy has like the voice of a 65-year-old that has been smoking since the day he woke up, and it is perfect. And it does not go with what he looks like. That's exactly what I told him. Let's see here. So, Cobra Commander, what are your thoughts on a boy Iron Ken 3000? So, Iron Ken, here, let me tell you about Iron Ken here. So, you asked about Iron Ken. So, Iron Ken, who pulled over on the side of a road to do a video. I don't get it. I think articulated Valiverse, Ninja, really did him. Like, he completely annihilated him. He put him in his fucking place. Iron Ken, who is a hard to listen to. Hard, because one thing, it's hard. The guy does not know how to speak proper English. But when the issue with the scarab and the legs were breaking, mine broke, and I had posted a picture of it. I did contact Bobby Valaverse, and they sent me out a new hip. He took my picture, he used it as a screenshot, and used it for his video without asking. But that's not the big thing. The thing was, he said, well, this guy, he did exactly what Bobby said with heating it, and it still broke. And I called him out on it. I said, that's not what I said. Because the leg literally just fell off when I opened it up out of the package. But he went out and he said that. And I called him out and I said, that's not what I said. What I said was it broke right out of there. I didn't even have a chance to heat it up. And all he did was he loved my comment. Like, dude, asshole, like, you're taking my picture and you're lying. All right? So I definitely don't want your credit if you're going to be fucking lying about shit. All right? And yeah, I mean, people may think I hate Valiverse and shit. Of course, I have all their shit. And I don't get it for free. But I think that guy is a hack. He is the guy that truly, and listen, I'm no different, because a lot of these followers that I have gained have come because of the amount of review videos that I do. I know for a fact, I know that is where my bread and butter has come. That's how because I've done so many of them, but it's something that I enjoy doing. So I do it. He is gaining subscribers by sheer amount of videos, and people are just going to eventually hit that like button. But I don't think he gives anyone, I haven't watched one of his videos in months. So I guess I can't speak on him right now, but I don't think he really gives us anything that we need. I don't think there's anything that I go, wow, I got to check out what Iron Ken has to say. And he does great review videos. He buys great toys. He has great news. I've never said the way he articulates his words. I mean, he articulates things. I don't know if they're words. And if he does come after someone, needs to let me know, because I don't watch his shit, so I don't know. But I did watch him in the past, and I've always thought, I was just like, man, this guy can't speak English. Like, he really needs to like go back to school. He'll probably hear this and do a fucking video ranting about me, and no one will know who the fuck he's talking about. Let's see here. Let's see. Lone Dragon says, only real Joe shirt I want is a tune accurate Mizzou jersey. Well, and can't you just go and get whatever Patriots jersey that is? I can't listen to that Shartimus. So can you not listen to Shartimus Prime because you can't stand his voice? Because he's often talked about that. He is very animated. So mine. He really isn't a punk, so I do like him. I will say this about Shartimus. He's considered one of the biggest shills. And I sometimes don't, and he's said, like, listen, he goes, because he got I believe the G.I. Joe package, that big promotional package. And he says, if you think that $100 or $200 or $300 with a fucking, fucking toys is worth my credibility that I built up for all these years, it's not. And I agree 100% with it. Now, I don't watch a lot of Shartimus stuff because I'm not really into Marvel Legends all that much. But he doesn't bother me, but I do understand he doesn't really ask the hard questions. But at the same time, you don't really need to ask all the hard questions. I don't think I really want to be on some of these live streams asking questions. One thing, they're vetted, so I don't have no use for. But at the same time, I also understand why people don't ask about Hooded Cobra Commander, because it is a moot topic that they cannot answer, and everyone knows it. And you can bang on the door all you want, but they're not going to answer it. And really, the only people that get left out to dry are fucking, like Emily and Lenny. So let's see here. I'm going to read some of these comments here. He goes after Chris. What the fuck? Chris doesn't have a bad word to say about anyone. Exactly. Even when people made fun of him, Chris's streams ignores. He does, and he actually took screenshots of Chris at the movie with the G.I. Joe team and used it. And then his latest video, which I clicked on because of Baldy Locks, he took a bearded guy and put him in there, trying to make it seem like it's Chris. Like, it didn't take a genius to figure out who he was trying to say. Listen, I just hit 1,000 or 10,000 steps because I'm swinging my fucking arm so much. Yeah, I have a lot to say. Let's see here. I'm on the fence with JC. Recently became convinced he mispronounced characters' names repeatedly on purpose to boost comment count. So I think that I do like Toy News International when I watch it. I do not like their website because there's too many like reviews that are thrown in there, like YouTube reviews, and it's really convoluted. The biggest thing that I don't understand about JC is why when he does his live streams, he's like this, and there's all this shit in the back, and he's this low. Like, move up a little closer, like get yourself in, because you're putting stuff on screen. I don't need to see. It's nice to see the shit that's kind of behind you, but then again, I'm not saying I want to see JC, but it just looks weird. Like, just angle the camera or move up or do something. My personal opinion. I'm not no YouTube pro, obviously, but he doesn't really have much bad to say about anyone. So I don't really have, yeah. So I don't really have much bad to say about him, but I do understand what you're saying. Sometimes he gets some stuff a little messed up. You know who I really do like, and he talks a lot of Transformers, but which I'm not into, is Tidarium Hanger, who actually sounds a lot like JC, and you never see him on it. Like, never see him on film, so it's like, is that JC talking Transformers and a few other things? The Analog Toy got that box. And again, to me, that's the type of thing. I know a lot of people thought what Analog Toys did was funny and everything. And he only did it because, let's be honest, he's Bobby's buddy. And again, that's where Hasbro needs to vet who they're going to send stuff to. I saw that. So when that thing went out there were people that had it on eBay. And I have an issue with that. You either give it away or you review it or you keep it, whatever. It doesn't matter. But you should not be out there selling it. If you want to do a giveaway, do a giveaway. Give away some of the figures. If you want to review it and keep it, then great. If I was to get that box, I would review it. It's the same as I review any other figure. Because I'm not making my reputation here on YouTube here is built over me being honest and giving my personal takes. And yeah, let's be honest, they may be lengthy, wordy. I've heard people tell me I need to cut it down, but I don't think that's what everyone wants to hear, because you can get a 10-minute review of something. You're hearing my honest opinion of it. And I don't really want to change that format. You're not seeing it overproduced. It's very raw. Everything I do is very raw. That's what she said. Let's see here. So I bet someone who had it on eBay was the one who stole Chris's package. No, so in all honesty, I went and I found the stuff on eBay, and it was the same name as a YouTuber. I don't remember who it is, but I couldn't link anything, like emails or whatever, just looking at it. But they used the same name. And I knew he got the package because when I clicked on it, like when I searched the name, it came up and he reviewed it, and then they were up for sale. I believe he reviewed it. He showed that he had gotten them. So the fact that there was an eBay seller selling something of all the same product that Hasbro just gave out just makes you go, yeah. Let's see here. What's David Miller say? Hey, I don't remember ever seeing David Miller, so thank you. Thank you for stopping in here. What's up with the date change on the Jadger? Personally, I think what happened was they got such backlash because they did a massive layoff. They got rid of, Corey, who is well known with G.I. Joe, and then that day they announced that there was a fan stream. Like no one. I mean, seriously, like it doesn't take a genius to go. You know what we should not do? Lay off a whole bunch of people and then fucking, you know what? Wow, Matthew just said it. Yeah, they didn't want the St. Valentine's Day massacre comments. I didn't even think about that. Holy crap! Like, yeah, I think that's all that it was. They pushed back. They pushed back all the pre-orders, so they probably don't have them. I have a feeling. Again, I have no knowledge of this. Unlike Chris, honest, when Chris, listen, you may not like Chris McLeod from the Full Force, but when he starts saying, "I have a feeling," understand he's probably talked to somebody, and his feeling is probably that, yeah, this stuff's about to go. But I have a feeling that the CoverGirl wave is going to drop pretty soon. Just a feeling that I get. They've pushed everything up, and we haven't seen anything for a while. So I have a feeling we're going to see that drop. So I wouldn't be surprised if they expect that to start showing up before the 8th. But I just think, like, yin and yang here weren't talking to each other when someone said, let's lay off a whole bunch of people, and it gets announced, and let's announce a fan stream on the day that's supposed to be about love. Like, come on. Like, it didn't, again, I don't even care that it's on Valentine's Day. I mean, people are like bitching, like, oh, well, you're going to spend time, you're going to spend your day watching, a G.I. Joe fan stream rather than hanging out with your wife or girlfriend. Who the hell is going out to dinner at 12 noon or 11 a.m. with their girlfriend, or wife? No one is. So it didn't really matter. I mean, you don't take the day off of work to spend it with your girlfriend unless you're absolutely pussy whipped. Yeah, I said it. If you're pussy whipped, you might. You have yet to see the regular Cobra officers for under $30. I mean, well, the wave's been out since before summer. I mean, I saw so many of them. They were all over the place. A matter of fact, here, let me see here. Jojo right here. Do you mean like you don't want to order from somewhere, or? I mean, in all honesty, unless if you're reviewing stuff. Yeah, so look here. I'm pulling up right here. Add it to the stream. Cobra Officer right here. In stock. In stock, Entertainment Earth. If you use my code APUNK, you'll get 10% off. And over $59 or over $39, you get free shipping and handling. And they are $22.99, which is the standard price of what they are. So, but yeah, dude, I found so many of them. You walk by and there's like, just like the bats. I found so many bats, alley vipers. Not a lot of alley vipers, a lot of bats. Matthew, I do not get a kickback. So we don't go to Hasbro Pulse. We only go for to help support the channel. No, yeah, they're on Hasbro Pulse. I just happen to have Entertainment Earth open I had G.I. Joe right there because I was searching up G.I. Joe reaction for some reason. So, yeah. It's a good figure. I mean, I got it right here. Personally, I mean, I always liked the Cobra Officer more than the Cobra Trooper, but the Cobra Infantry, I love classified infantry. I think it's absolutely amazing. I think that the different masks, I want them to make an O-ring version of that. I just think that would just pop so well with the O-rings. That it would just be cool. Like, I mean, I want something different when you give me more O-rings, because I would like more O-rings to go with the Joes, but I want something new. That's why I like the Sunbow, Cobra Trooper that we got. I mean, I like the Ramp Rat, but it still upsets me because it's supposed to be ketchup and mustard for my childhood USS Flag, so they can direct the Sky Striker to fly off. But hey, what can you do? Not enough people backed it. And I'm looking at my tablet here, watching myself do this, and realizing I look like a fucking idiot. All right. Cobra Law, you are not alone with that. Yeah, I have huge doubts. They're obviously doing the Transformer crossover, but I don't know how much more. I don't know how much more we're going to get. I think it is a huge missed opportunity. If the Star Wars brand can give you Black Series, Retro, and Vintage, is that what it is? And have a 4-inch line, a 3.75 line, and 6-inch line, there's no reason why G.I. Joe can't. And you look at that Stinger, that thing sells out like that. They put it up, I think, 3 times, and it sold out that quickly, that fast. So I think if you come with small vehicles like that, and some of these figures, and a lot of them are just mixing and matching. But now they have the molds that they've already done. They got a lot of the weapons, so there's no reason why they shouldn't start pushing them out. When you look at Stalker, I know Stalker uses the same body as some of the other ones. You have Scarlet's head. You obviously have the mold to do a regular ripcord. You could do a couple other figures in Ace's suit. You could do, again, ketchup and mustard. They're already there. We have the legs. We have the body. So, yeah. Ooh, hold on. Wait. Amazon says April 5th, still for CoverGirl, Outback, and Lieutenant Falcon, the ugliest G.I. Joe known to mankind. Yeah, but you know what? We've all seen Amazon all of a sudden change that date, and all of a sudden it's like, boom, they said shipping. Let's see. Iknabob. Hey there, just started following you. I'm just getting into Joe Classified and Valiverse. I'm looking to customize figures and want to know what your thoughts are on Gridiron Studios. Well, funny you say that because the guy right above you, Tony Romo, he is the guy that you need to talk to about it. It's Tony Figs on Instagram. Tony, right? He is the person you need to follow because not only is he, as he says, a gridiron shill, he does amazing classified customs. So he is the person that you want to follow. I do not do customs. Yeah. I think they're too expensive. They are too expensive. But if you have specific figures that you like that are your favorite, guess what? Get them and build up those. If you're army building ever, or replacing everyone's weapons with gridiron, you're a much richer man than I am. John, nice to see you. Yes, better late than never. You can always catch the replay. We still got a little bit of more time. We'll probably run till 12 since I got started a little late. We haven't even got into the movie thing that I want to obviously discuss and get into. So let's say Cobra Law says you can say they changed too much for the 6-inch, but they really changed too much for those O-ring charge. Sorry. You are absolutely 100% correct. Those O-rings, those O-rings are just, they make no sense because the Stinger was, I think, $34. Was like $34, and it came with the figure. Now, I didn't have any weapons, but they gave us a bunch of extra weapons. Like, that was supposed to make up for the $22. Hey, Tony, put again, I think it's Tony's Figs on Instagram, right? Put your Instagram down here. Just your name at, I think it's Tony's Figs. Seriously, he does absolutely wonderful work. Although if I ever see him do a fucking Tony Romo figure, fucking deleting him off my fucking Instagram. All right, so we still got like over 50 people in here. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. Let's see, how many likes do we have so far? 49, but there's 53 people. What does that say? Some of you have not hit the like button. 54 now. See, we're not going to hit our number. We're not going to hit nearly as many as we did last week. We did. Last week, we hit 84 people watching. By far the biggest. Again, if I really want to shatter that, I could do the whole Viper Island thing. And it's probably coming, to be honest. The guy is really just, he fucking digs at me for some reason. He is the fucking Mike Zero of the G.I. Joe community. He's awful. Just so awful. So anyway, let's get into the aspects of the movie club, or whatever we want to call. Let's see here. Fight in Codename says, this is me going all over the place here. How many 4-inch Joe collectors are left? 10,000 K. Is it really worth it for Hasbro to continue making them? I really don't think so. But are you talking about the 4-inch modern? Because that's something like Chad was talking about yesterday. And I think when I'm on his show, we'll probably have a discussion about that. I think that I truly do believe that the what is my son microwaving at 11:30 at night? He should be getting ready for bed. He knows I can't yell at him if I'm on the live stream. I think they should focus on the O-ring if you're only going to do one or the other. But personally, I don't see why you can't have both. There's no reason why you can't have all three. Listen, I grew up on the O-ring, so I did the world building. I know that's what Chad loves. But I've already done my world building. I don't need to world build again. I can world build with 3D printing stuff I don't have, the 4-inch stuff. I can find the stuff, find other 4-inch stuff, 3.75 stuff, other avenues if I really want to. I like to see, in my old age and my bad eyesight, bigger figures, more detail. So, all right. So let's talk about where we went with the movies. All right, Baldy. You're gonna have to start staying up a little bit later. You have to start staying up to 12 o'clock because that's probably how long I'm gonna. I know I did a whole poll Again, people said no to 3-hour show, but we'll see. And we won't do it right away, but we have time to figure things out. So anyway, the movie thing. Did I get rid of it? Of course I did. Why wouldn't I? So now if I'm going to pull it up, I don't want it to have the music or anything. So YouTube. Let's see .com/ This is awesome. I don't know why I'm telling you. Punks on Films. God, I am awful at typing. But I think I did it. Okay, so last week at the end, we got talking on different movies, and then I came up with an idea of, hey, you know what we should do? Kind of do homework, pick out a movie, and then we'll live stream and we'll talk about it. And I really like the idea. And I thought about it today, and I'm like, it'd be like a book club. You know, isn't that what book clubs do? They read a book and then they get together for one evening. I mean, seriously, put that much time and effort into reading a book, and then to spend like an hour to talk about it. Like, I couldn't do it. I'm a slow reader. It just puts me to sleep. I just want to go out. So I came up with an idea. Let's do something. And I just, I kind of a name place. Punks on Films. So everyone watching right now, we'll pipe this in here. We'll add it to the stream. There's nothing on it right now. 6 subscribers, so 5 people have subscribed to it. I think we need 50 subscribers to do a live stream. And I really do want it to be live. I don't want to watch a movie and then just talk about a movie. I want to discuss the movie with you guys. So what I think my idea is going to be, now maybe the first couple when we do it, like I said, probably next month. Probably do it solo, have you guys in the chat. Got to figure out a few things, but I think I really want to have a rotating partner, someone that comes in. And so we come in here and we can bounce things off, talk in the chat, different things like that. No. Okay, so yeah, listen. The idea of it was more for 80s comedies, 80 B movies, maybe late 70s, 90s comedies, 90s B movies. Stuff that becomes a cult following. Stuff that people have never seen. And I just think it'd be, and again, it would also have to be something that is readily available. So what I mean by that would be something that's going to be on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, maybe Netflix, Prime, Hulu, the services that the majority of us would have. Okay, I don't want someone to have to go out and buy Paramount Plus or buy the movie. Maybe rent it for $2 or whatever. But something that maybe is that we can easily get. So it's just an idea that I had. So I threw this up here. If you don't know, I screenshot. I searched Rad because I love Rad. If you don't know Rad, listen. If it is on YouTube, that will be one of the movies we will definitely have to do. 1 more subscriber. Look at that. So again, I want to put it over here because one of the biggest issues is if I do it on my channel, it completely messes up the algorithm. And again, I've watched way too much about YouTube and how to grow a channel. But the last thing that you want is if you're going to be putting like stuff about movies or films, you don't want it to be interacting with the people that are coming here for toy talk, for my reviews. Because I would assume that if this is a channel that does start to grow, it's going to attract a different person also, different type of watcher and everything like that. So this is where I think we're going to do it, as long as we can live stream over there. Probably be next month. Probably looking at Thursday, because it's really the day that works for me. As Matthew always says, consistency is king. So it has to be something that we do either every 2 weeks or every week. Probably starting every 2 weeks. It would give everyone enough time for us to choose a movie, watch the movie, and then come back and talk about it. Also will give me a little bit of time to figure out how to use certain things on here. I definitely have to upgrade to the what the hell is it? The next plan, so we can finally get rid of this duck, which I think I'm going to be doing. Can I copy and paste? Yeah. Let's see if I can. Look at this. See, that's why I have a moderator. Let's see if that goes through. All right. So that just went through. I guess I should have done this to begin with. So I have, and so one of the things that I when I want to talk about having like a revolving door of different people that come in. Now, I know I have like the membership channels and different things like that, and I have the different tiers, and it's something that I would eventually want to do with this, where let's say you have a $5 tier, and with the $5 tier, once a year, if you want, you can come in and talk about the movie, do different things like that. And it's a great way that if you want to get into YouTube, doing a live stream with someone, kind of getting the ropes. I threw myself into this. That's the one thing that that's one thing you'll find out if you want to start doing YouTube lives, is you just have to jump into it. You just got to jump into it. So I do think that it's something I definitely want to do. And I think it's something we could probably do a little bit later, maybe like at 10 o'clock. Like 10 o'clock on a Thursday. I don't really want to do stuff on the weekends. Okay, so listen, I don't think it's going to be. I think I want the first movie to be the Kentucky Fried Movie. Let me tell you, I hated the Kentucky Fried Movie. All of my friends loved the Kentucky Fried Movie. And I thought it was the stupidest movie in the world. And then I started watching it. And there are some skits that are not so good. But man, there are some skits that are absolutely the greatest thing in the world. Fistful of Yen is just, it is so awesome. Big Jim Slade, like, if you're one of those people and you hear the name Big Jim Slade and you know who they're talking about, it's like you have like this instant connection. All right. So listen, let me ask. Tell me if you guys know who Big Jim Slade is. I know Matthew does, because we already talked about this last week. There's a lot of different movies. There are you got to think, like, all the Rudy Ray Moore movies that we talked about, Dolomite and The Human Tornado. Those are really the two that stand out. They're absolutely awesome. I don't know what Star Chaser is, but I would like The Last Starfighter. The Legend of Orin. Crazy animated sci-fi ripoff movie, free on YouTube. Well, again, there's all, I mean, So many different ones. Okay. I know that I've seen Chud, but all that I remember is Bud the Chud. Isn't that the song? Bud the Chud. Like, wasn't that in it? Like, yeah. I don't know. See, so there's a lot of movies that like you just kind of pass by and I've never watched. Like I watched Fletch for the first time with my kids a couple weeks ago, and I was like, why did I never see this before? But yeah, I don't want to do like, yeah, yes, I want movies that no one has seen before. Those really, really awesome, awful movies. I've never seen I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I've never seen Friday, and everyone tells me that I am completely missing out. Um, They Live, I have not seen in many, many, many years. We got to do No Holds Barred. I mean, all of these ones. Wow. Okay, so how many people have seen The Wraith? With all the Chrysler cars. That was one of the reasons why we watched it. We were a Chrysler family. I love The Wraith. What a cool Dodge Daytona that they that they used that I'm supposed to believe was faster than the Corvettes and everything. Yeah, I like that movie. I do like. There's so many good, bad movies, and again, I think this is something that is just not our community. We will be able to pull in other people from the community. I wouldn't mind maybe just doing some reaction to some trailers, different things like that. Maybe to help grow the channel, but everyone just, channel, just trailer reactions. But again, that's Maximum Overdrive. I have so many issues with Maximum Overdrive, but I love it. But the meteor takes over, but the machine gun can operate on its own. But that's not electronic. So how does it operate? It can't operate on its own. Half those cars don't even have fuel injection, so they can't operate on them own. You know what? Listen, I am a Dodge guy, but I am in 100%. When Chrysler and Dodge in 1990, 92? 92 is when the Viper came out. But 94, when they dropped the Dodge Ram from the ceiling, not from the ceiling, but dropped it, and got rid of the that box. And my dad worked for Dodge Truck, so I know how shitty those trucks actually looked. It changed everything, and everyone may hate the Dodge Ram, but there's not a car company in the world that doesn't wish they weren't the first one to come up with that big rig look, because everyone eventually copied it. So, yeah. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We got it again. I think it's 50. I think we need 50 subscribers. We still have 39 in here. It's starting to dwindle off. Like you said, I want to be here for the long haul. I know at the end we start getting into some weird ass talk. Sometimes I talk more, sometimes a little less. Maybe 3 hours would be hard. Maybe that's why people don't want 3 hours. I definitely do need to figure out how to do the whole insert pictures and different things like that. Although we lost a lot of, not lost, a lot of people didn't show up. All right, so it looks like Anthony Romo is out. Peace out, chat. Thanks for the mention, bro. Take care, Matthew. All right, Anthony. It's always nice to see you. I definitely enjoy. I enjoy that you can take the shots that I give at Tony Romo, and you don't take it personally. Like, unfortunately, a lot of people in life take things. Yeah, here, so let's see here. So Matthew puts in, so Matthew, when you put it in, doesn't seem to show up as a link. So is this a clickable link? If I do it, I got to figure out. We got to talk about some things. Yeah, I don't know how this shit works. Anybody watch the Super Bowl? I know a couple people did. Who watched the Super Bowl? How many people were butthurt over it? I lost $10 because I bet on the Eagles. Maybe their quarterback should fumble and let him run it back for 6. So, all right. Well, I think it's starting to wind down. It's a clickable link. Did you mean it's not a clickable link? I don't know. You didn't even check to see which teams were playing. So I gotta say, when I was trying to decide a day to do live streams, I had eliminated the weekends because eventually I would like to go out and do stuff. I think Friday and Saturday, it is such a crapshoot. I know there were some awesome TV shows on Friday, TGIF, Step by Step, like Step by Step, Urkel, different shows like that. But I think it's a real crapshoot doing a show on Friday and Saturday. Sunday is a good day, except for Geek Dad Life, who I believe is the toy juggernaut right now, the YouTube community. As I mentioned before, I like Toy Anxiety. They're on Tuesday. Wednesday is the day that I will be skating when we are skating. So that really left Thursday and Monday for me. And I knew it was a gamble with Monday because Monday Night Football, but also Monday Night Raw. And it's kind of one of those things, and I give it pull away people that are going to watch Raw. So when I was into wrestling, I was so dedicated. I was going to watch it no matter what. So it's kind of crazy. Oh, that's what, hold on. We didn't look at that. Here, I didn't even hit. Yeah, hold on. That's what we didn't look at. The aggravation of, wow. Toy News International actually has Valiverse on here. Wow. I didn't see that coming. Here, I meant to add, this is the type of stuff that really bothers me with Super 7, especially their Ultimates, is some of their stuff looks really good. Of course, now you have like 3 homers, I think. But it's like, these digital renders look so damn good. Now, I would not spend this much because I'm not that big of a Simpsons fan. And I think they're overpriced. But again, like, I think they look really good in these digital renders. But the problem is it seems like everything that comes in when it comes to Super 7 just looks like total trash, at least recently. Is there anyone that is buying? Okay, so Lone Dragon says, I want that. Yeah, so I want that Devil Flanders. So if that's how he was to come, if they are overpriced, there is no doubt about that. So if that's how the Devil's Flanders was to come, it would be worth it. But the question is that how it's going to look? Because really, no one knows. And it's one of those things that it's like, we've seen the Andre, we've seen the Green Power Ranger. I'm so glad that I canceled from BBTS my the G.I. Joe Ultimates, but it is honestly such a crapshoot. I want to see how these G.I. Joes look. I have a feeling they're going to look awful. I think they're not going to look anything like it. They're going to be missing parts, and people are going to start flipping out. And you're going to have someone like Brian Flynn go, what are you supposed to do? Or he won't say anything. And then you'll have YouTubers that get the shit for free going, well, it doesn't look exactly like it, but it doesn't look bad. But Devil Flanders looks pretty damn cool. There is no doubt about that. He's got the contract, the fiery pen. I have not watched The Simpsons in almost 20 years. Yet here it is. I can pull this up and I know exactly what it is. And I know these characters. I have to say this one is pretty damn interesting. And I do remember this, but I don't remember the episode. But I definitely remember seeing this Homer. And again, if this is how these look, these are perfect for Simpsons fans. But there's such a shit show over there at Super 7. Look how big that is. Did they give prices yet? I'm willing to bet this will be $65. If they haven't given prices yet. Now, I just recently sold this comic. I think I sold it. I sold it in a lot. The cover actually glowed and everything. I used to buy all kinds of stupid comics. Anything that had number 1 on it, I seemed to buy. It wasn't that comic though. Yeah. Now I do like the Mike Tyson one, but again, you wouldn't be able to get Mike Tyson. Well, they do use pinless joints, but it's pinless because they don't use double joints. If they were using double joints, there's no way they would do pinless. They'd be like Uncle Todd's. Though the Mike Tyson one is actually pretty entertaining. I just can't imagine. This is a big hunk of plastic. So have they announced the prices on these yet? Or have they just shown them off? Some alternate wave features. It says, let's see. They're up. Look at that. $65 for the 2 big ones. What'd I say? And I didn't even look at this shit. Look at this. So he's trying to say that $55 for this. I mean, this is the type of stuff that pisses people off. So you're saying that because you use more plastic in this, you got to charge an extra $10. But Ralph here, well, I still got to charge you $55. Why is Ralph not $45 or $35? Right? What does he come with here? So that's $55, but the moment you jack up, make the figure a little bit bigger, you have to charge more. This is the type of shady shit that Brian Flynn does. And we all know when you see that snarf that is not $55. Bart Simpson, same thing. So if you have to charge more because the figure is beefier, uses more plastic, then you should also be charging less for this figure. I guess he does come with the dog, but again, I can't. I gotta go to bed. I can't go on a rant about Super 7 and their BS. I didn't even look. Like I went, to school for my kid for senior year. He's still doing stuff. Anyway, anyone order these? Anyone pre-order any of these? They're only $25. So they are keeping the cost down to, I guess the average figure is going to be $25. BBTS always charges $1 more. I'm just not an Indiana Jones fan. So, yeah, exactly. The Snarf is $55. It's a total ripoff. Total fucking ripoff. But hey, you know what? That's what you get, right? So anyone else done for the Indiana Jones? I'm not a big indie fan, but I think these are definitely can be used in some different displays for other things. Now I'm just rambling on. I need to make it to midnight or something. I got to give you guys more of your free content. I've just never. Good night.
Night.
Love you.
Love you too.
I just never got into Indiana Jones. I don't dislike Indiana Jones. I just it's never appealed to me whatsoever. It just never appealed to me at all. And I know how much people love it. And it's like Harry Potter. It's never. I tried watching Harry Potter for my kids, and I'm like, this is awful. This is just awful. I'm waiting for reviews on Indiana Jones. If they have the same QC issues as D&D Lion, I'll pass. I would hope so. You don't want like arms just falling off, wrong figures in different boxes. I mean, I love that stuff. It's like the fucking Cracker Jack box. What am I gonna get? It's like, listen, if you're gonna do this, you know your windowless package, and we're not gonna know what it's gonna be in. There should at least be Siri on it, right? I did not say that I hate Harry Potter. Although I thought the movies were awful when I tried watching them. With all that said, the Harry Potter section at Universal is very interesting. I think it's the newer section. I haven't been there in 7 years. But when we went, the new section was just getting done, and the new section is done so much nicer than the first section that they had done. So Diana's skin is too light, and the weapon. Diana's skin is too light, and weapon is wrong color. Who the hell's Diana? Who's Diana? We're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about. His best. I've never seen American Graffiti. I know what it is, but I've never seen it, and I think Howard the Duck may argue with you on that. I've never seen American Graffiti. That's one I should go see. That's one I should definitely go see. Not go see. It's got to be. It's got to be on Disney Plus, right? I mean, they own all that stuff, so you would assume that it's on there. So, all right, I guess this is just me just rambling on about BS. So, we did hit midnight. We started a half hour later, so I gave you guys an hour and a half. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the super chats. I definitely do appreciate it. It is going to go towards the membership for the most part. Yeah, I'm going to be upgrading. I was going to do it today. But like I said, I had to do stuff with my kids. So StreamYard will probably be updated. And then when I do that, I can stream here, and I can also stream, I do believe, on the Facebook group page. So if you're on the Facebook group page, you can just watch it there. I'm not sure how comments come over, though. I think I see them all together, but other people do not. So again, before I leave, there are remember the Entertainment Earth. I'm pulling this up right now. Am I on the ticker? Yeah. So Entertainment Earth link, EE Toys / a punk. Anything you buy that's in stock, you get 10% off. Anything over $39, free shipping. Or at checkout, you can just do a punk, and that shows up. There's also the Amazon affiliate. The links are in the description. Also, make sure you go over to Punks on Film right here. I gotta remove this. I didn't mean to bring this up again, Mr. Cheeseburger. I was unstarring shit. Oh yeah. It's getting late. Oh, it's not on Disney Plus, huh? I didn't think it was, but you would think that it would be. Anyway, yeah. So go over here, subscribe to Punks on Films. We are going to get it started. We're going to do everything consistently. I'm very big with the key is consistency. That's how you grow a page. That's how you grow a fan base. And this is definitely going to be one that, in all honesty, when it comes down to it, it's going to attract a different type of crowd. Not that that's a bad thing, but I think it'll be fun. You know, how long will the discount be valid? Need to get paid? No, it's I'm an Entertainment Earth affiliate. So anytime that you order anything from Entertainment Earth, in all honesty, if you watch any of the YouTube channel, seriously, EE is like throwing this out. Like every single every single toy YouTuber seems to have an EE account right now, but it's always going to be good. So anytime you order something from EE, if you want to support the channel, hit a punk. You order from Amazon, come in here, click on one of the links. Anything you order from Amazon, so you order some laundry detergent, whatever, it all goes back to helping support the channel. I'm an Amazon, so I have to say, an FCC. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and I do get commission for anything that I sell. Basically, the way Amazon works, if you click on a link and you're logged in, anything that you order for like 24 hours from Amazon, commission goes out to whoever link that you had used. That's the easiest way. So anyway, let's get out of here. You guys have spent enough time with me, but I appreciate it more than you guys know. I think next week we are back to 9 o'clock. Again, if you're wondering here, look at it. It's like I started writing down ideas for shows. Because again, I'm always going to go, my idea is always to go through the toy news, different things like that, but then have a topic. Clearly, the Hasbro's versus Valaverse shows really pulled in a lot of people. I'm not trying, again, the goal is to grow the channel consistently, not to just get a big spike and then throw it all away. But yeah, so I do have ideas because I do want to have a topic anytime that we do a channel. For the most part, every time we do a show, hopefully we have a topic. Again, sometimes I'm going to be able to talk longer than others and go on. When I put it out there and I asked, should it be a 3-hour show? I wasn't completely upset when most people said no, because it is a long time to go, especially on your own. So anyway, let's get out of here. Let's call it a day. Guys, go get some sleep. Thank you for spending time. The fact that we still have 36 people here watching. Oh, the fact that we still have 36 people watching is awesome, because I'm thinking back to that first one that I did when I think we had like 18 people tops watching. We hit 75 today, which is so awesome. Channel's growing. You guys are the whole reason. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Have a wonderful night. Thank everyone for stopping by. Good night.